Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Forever Brandon TV coming back to you guys with another video on Chrisette Michele's album Milestone. Guys, okay. First and foremost, this is my first review on Chrisette Michele. And I just am not used to this sound, okay? It has to grow on me. And then that's number one. Number two, the majority of these songs don't really sound like songs Chrisette Michele will make. Okay, the normal Chrisette Michele album will be an R&B and a soul album. Now, normally, okay, Chrisette Michele makes a lot of soulful type songs. You know, she got a lot of trap sounding songs, and it does not really showcase her voice in a way that you would normally hear her. Okay, now don't get me wrong. It is some nice songs on this album, but it's just not. I don't like the entire album. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Okay, this is my opinion about this album. Okay, for one, I'm not a big fan of the album cover. You know, it just doesn't really. I don't know. You know, she just took a different approach with this album, and usually Chrisette Michele makes stuff that's a little bit more perfection. You know, she's a perfectionist, and she does have a good voice, but a lot of these songs does not fit with her voice. You know, she usually makes songs that fits well with her voice. She makes a lot of R&B type flavor songs that really sounds good with her voice. Trap does not go with everybody. I know everybody is trying to do this trap thing, and it don't work for everybody. Okay, because everybody's going to this trap sound, this this banger beat type sound, and it's not working for everybody. But we got the first song, which is Diamond Letter. Okay, it's a great song. Okay, it's probably one of the songs that I do like on this album. It was pretty cool, steady, nice beat. You know, this is probably the best banger on the song. But then this is when we get to uh, the outbreak of the album where a lot of the songs sound alike. Okay, then you get Meant to Be. Meant to Be, she had a different way of articulating her voice on this song, but it was not my favorite. Okay, I listened to it and I said, oh, I listened to it, I was like, okay, it's okay. For Soulmate, this was probably one of my favorites. Okay, the beat sounded nice. She's basically saying she's waiting for this guy, and she's at home all alone or something like that. I gotta listen to it again, but the beat sounds nice, and it's a great song. It's probably one of my favorites. Unbreakable. Okay, all right. Now we know recently, Janet Jackson made an album called Unbreakable, but no, I'm just want to bring it in there, but no, Unbreakable is pretty okay. It's not my favorite. I listen to it. It's got potential to grow on me, but I just got to keep listening to it. To the Moon was definitely different. You know, she definitely sounded like a different person. It didn't really sound like her, but it had a very nice beat, and she's basically saying we are taking our relationship to the moon. I was like, okay. I was listening to it. I said, it was dope. It was dope. It was dope. Make Me Fall. Okay, the beat was nice. I gotta keep listening to it to get to get into it some more. But I was listening to it, and it's pretty cool. Equal featuring Rick Ross. Okay, this is not the first time she done songs with Rick Ross. They done songs together before on recent albums. And this was a pretty cool song. I liked it. Rick Ross's verse. We kind of ain't heard from Rick Ross in a minute. But then Chrisette sounded pretty good on the song as well. Okay, These Stones is pretty much tying up the album of to the title of the album. Sorry about that. And it's got a great message to it, and I like it. And it's definitely dope. I was listening to it. It was cool. Indie Girl. Okay. Ah, I don't know what happened on the song. I listened to it, and it was not my favorite on the album. I don't know, something about it was just kind of off. Some of the songs sounded. This is when all the beats started sounding the same. Okay, you know, I was listening to the song and I was like, okay, what's going on? Kind of a little bit, it just didn't really sound like a Chrisette Michele, the Chrisette Michele that we all know. But I was listening to it and this was just not my favorite. Us Against the World. Okay, now she done turned to a damn gangster. Okay, she had this little bad girl image going on throughout the rest of the album. I don't know. She turned from a singer to kind of like a little gangster girl. Okay, I don't know what was going on. She had a little change, a little breakthrough throughout the rest of the album. The beats are on point, but I don't know. Us Against the World was just another one of those songs. Just was like, what the heck? Reinvent the Wheel. Okay, she sounded like an island girl. Okay, this sounded like a song Rihanna would make, and it didn't really sound like just didn't sound like. It sounded like she went to a different level. Featuring Male Music, who you all have heard about. I've heard about him. Um, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling that one either. But okay, My Body. Okay, she was basically saying my body needs this back breaking, butt rump shaking, boning. Basically, she was basically getting her freak on the song, and this was a pretty okay song. Private Destination. Okay, she really took a different approach and really sounded, took her sound to another level with this with Private Destination. It was pretty cool. Black Girl Magic. Okay. This sounded like a song Carrie Hilson will make. I know y'all ain't heard that name in a while. This was giving me a little Carrie Hilson. I was listening to it. It was like it just didn't sound appropriate for her age. I'm sorry, y'all. It was okay, but this was another one of my songs. One of the songs that I just was not really feeling. But I gave her credit. Edge of the Bar. I gotta listen to it again, but it's okay. Top of the World, it was pretty nice. Okay, I liked it, that song. Zero featuring Lim Payne. Okay, it was different. It sounded off different. It sounded like, most of these songs sounded like they would have had like a lot of features with them. But this one was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. Okay, Ebony was a little different for me. Okay, a lot of these songs had a little bit of mixtures of jazz, a little bit of rock, and a little bit of trap. But the trap was kind of drowning out the soul on this album. Okay, now it's not all bad, but it's not her best. I mean, this is my opinion. You can say what you want, but this is the pros and the cons of what I think about this album. I just think that it should have been more soulful. Now, I was looking forward to this album, but when I heard it, I just thought that a lot of the songs sounded alike, and then I just didn't think that the songs sounded like Chrisette Michele. Okay, now I gave it a chance. If it does grow on me, I gotta keep listening to it. Sometimes you gotta listen to something again to really get the feel. Now the beats did sound nice, but some of the beats sounded the same, and I do like the ways that she did try to articulate her voice because she has a very snazzy, jazzy type of voice, but it just didn't sound right with the beats, kind of in my opinion. So if I had to choose right now, I only have maybe like a good 4 songs I like off this album. 4 out of 19 that I like. A good 4 songs out of the 17 other songs that are left. And this is just my pros and my cons. The pros are, she has great vocal range on the majority of the songs. The cons are, the beats were sounding the same, and she could have switched it up a little bit because there was a lot of trap going on. And then she went from soul girl to gangster girl, and I don't know if she's talking about a point in her life where she was deep in a relationship where she just was falling crazy in love with this guy, and it just brought her to a milestone. But she's got a different side to her. I was looking at a couple of videos. Chrisette Michele, that kind of changed up a little bit. I don't know if she felt that if changing the sound to this album would have brought out a more, would have probably make the album sell more. I don't know. That's no shade at all, because usually when Chrisette Michele brings her stuff does sell. But I just don't think that trap was a good thing for her to try. It doesn't work for everybody. And I do like Chrisette Michele to a certain extent. I won't say she's my favorite artist, but I gave it a chance and I did listen to it. And I hope the Chrisette Michele fans don't come for me. But this is just my honest opinion. The album, in my opinion, could have been a little bit better, and just changed up a little bit. It should have been more soul than trap, you know, and it just kind of took away from the artist that Chrisette Michele is. So this is my opinion. This is Forever Brandon TV. If you like the album, support it. Okay. If you think the album was just okay, drop your comments below and tell me what you think. If you like my video, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. But either way it goes, I still decided to get a review because I want to give my honest opinion about this album. I didn't want to sugarcoat, and be a biased, crazy, obsessed person that I normally am, of my favorite artists. But saying as though I haven't done Chrisette Michele before, this is my first time doing a review, and I wanted to be honest and tell you what I really, really thought about this album. But either way it goes, music has no genre at the end of the day. You are free to create your music the way that you want to. And I'm not taking that from her, but I am saying that this is not the normal Chrisette Michele sound that we know and like and love, for her true diehard fans. But I give it it. I mean, she getting her coins and she doing her thing at the end of the day, and the album is out. But it just could have been a little bit better for me. This is Forever Brandon TV signing off. Deuces.